After 4 months and over 12,000 kilometers covered with the GT-R so far, I'm making myself a more clear idea of what you really run across by daily driving a supercar. I knew it wouldn't have been cheap, but as long as this car doesn't make me go bankrupt and makes me smile, there's nothing to complain about. The first important consideration: nowadays you can get yourself a powerful supercar for around 50,000 euros if you look on the second-hand market. You can look for cars like the Nissan GT-R, the Audi R8 or even a Ferrari 360, which sounds like a bargain if you think that for the same price you will get a brand new but optionless premium saloon car. But what I've learned from this adventure with the GT-R is that the real expense is not the purchase of the car, but the maintenance. So guys, if you're thinking to buy a second-hand sports car or supercar, don't get fooled by the tempting price, but first make your researches to find out what really costs you to run it to make you smile. So how much does it cost to daily drive a supercar such as the GT-R? And yes, the GT-R is a supercar. Some people say no, this is not a supercar. But I guess you don't want to call it supercar because it has a Nissan badge or something, I don't know. But yeah, basically there are 6 kind of expenses that you should keep in mind. One of the first things you should keep in mind are obviously the tires, because a powerful car needs proper quality tires to run safely. I got Dunlop Sportmax GT600 and a set bought on Euro Import Pneumatici, which is my main partner. Is about 1,250 euros, which is not a bad price, but depending on how you drive the car, if you go also on track days or not, these tires last between 3,000 to 9,000 kilometers. The second thing you should keep in mind is the fuel consumption, because depending on how much you drive the car and how heavy your foot is, you might be spending quite a lot of time and money at gas stations. For example, I have covered so far 12,000 kilometers on the GT-R, and the onboard computer says that my average fuel consumption is about 17.5 liters per 100 kilometers, with an average price of the gas rated at €1.50 per liter. Let me make a quick calculation. That's about 5.7 liters per kilometers, which means that I have spent so far, damn, that's more than 3,000 euros in gas. Damn. Another inevitable expense that you have to keep in mind is the maintenance. Well, a regular service with oil change and general liquid change is about 450 euros, which is not that bad. And depending on the use of the car, you have to make this service around 10,000 kilometers, but if you plan to go on track days, you have to make it a lot more often than that. Other things including about the maintenance are things like brake pads and discs. If you remember, when I took delivery of the car had why is it looking at me? I was saying, when I took delivery of the car was really brakeless, and replacing the pads, a new set is about 600 euros, and replacing a full set of discs is 3,000 euros. 3,000, and depending on the use, they're gonna last between 4 to 8,000 kilometers. This car is heavy and literally eats your brakes. God, I'm sweating. I don't know if it's because of the heat or it's because I'm making all these calculations. Yeah, in general, this car is quite expensive to maintain. But let's move on and talk about another expensive expense, which is one of the things I hate most of my country: the annual car tax. A car like the Nissan GT-R pays 1,500 euros, but our smart politicians had the idea to introduce an additional tax over the tax, and all the cars above, I'm gonna read that because I cannot remember, all the cars above 185 kilowatt, which is 252 horsepower, have to pay an additional 20 euro per kilowatt above that amount, and the Nissan GT-R pays an additional 4,500 euros, and that means that if you want to make the GT-R run on Italian plate, you have to pay 6,000 euros every year. This is a ripoff. Another thing that I hate is the insurance, because here in Italy we have some of the most expensive insurance in Europe, and with this car the insurance, which is a pretty good full insurance against theft, damages, fire, I don't know, hurricanes and stuff like that, it's about 6,000 euros every year. But still, this is ridiculous. It's so expensive. No wonder you get to see in Italy a lot of sports cars or supercars owned by Italian people but running on German or Eastern Europe plate, because this is way too expensive. And last but not least, the unexpected expenses. If you want to have a car like this, just make sure that you have a proper insurance, because it takes just a second that someone might crash into you, or someone jealous who make damages to your car, and you're gonna find out that you have to spend a lot of money to cover all these expenses. Over these months I had some unexpected expenses, such as a flat tire that was on my way back from the top mark, and then I broke the windshield, not the Ferrari Focus Speciale, I mean of the GT-R. It was on the highway and a stone chip cracked the windshield, and that would have been a cool 1,700 euros, but hopefully the insurance covered most of the repair bill. And another cost that you would inevitably run into is the front splitter, because the GT-R is low and you will inevitably scratch that splitter everywhere. I have already changed one and it cost 700 euros, but really it's not worth it. I'm just gonna scratch it again and again and again and don't give any single So yes, here's a recap of all the expenses that I've bumped into in just 4 months of daily driving the Nissan GT-R. Daily driving a GT-R is not cheap, and probably it wouldn't have been possible with partners such as Euro Import Pneumatici. It's not impossible. Many people keep asking me how much does it cost to drive a supercar, and I hope that with this video now you have better ideas. You can really make all these expenses cheaper. For example, if you know how to make the maintenance by yourself. Unfortunately, I cannot even hold probably a corkscrew. I would love to make maintenance by myself, but I would just really cause damages. As I said, you can even put a foreign plate not to pay so high car taxes or insurance. So it's really possible to drive a supercar. Once again, thank you all for the support you've been showing. Also, thanks to you, it would have been possible to make this car run, I'll be honest. There will be a lot more content to come with the GT-R, and stay tuned for more. I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more. And as always, thanks for watching. Ciao. This is definitely DEFCON 1.